Start with calling the meeting to order at 7:46. Consent agenda and preview and prioritization. Is there any reordering of?
No.
No. Okay. Superintendent. Recognition of public. Do we have any public present? No.
Still no one in the waiting
Okay.
room.
So then we have the superintendent's reports, graduation plans.
So we'll start with that. I think that we could be relatively brief in our overview because you've all had a high-level overview. So if we could talk about Joseph, you spent 8 or 9 hours in the auditorium today. I'm doing a little more than half of your graduates. So can you give just a quick overview of how that went today? You're muted, Joseph.
Say that. Okay. How's that?
Good.
Okay. Day one of the filming of our simulated graduation went extremely well with minor glitches. We worked those out at the beginning, and we had a great turnout of students and family members. Staff came out and were very supportive, well-behaved in terms of good hand-washing techniques and keeping social and physical distancing. It was just a lot of great, good cheer in the building. And I just want to thank the filming crew and Courtney and Lynn and just everybody in the school-wide community who made it such a huge success. So we're halfway through. We have day 2 tomorrow. And yes, it was a very long haul, but worth every single minute. It was great having human beings in the building and being social one more time. It seemed so real and non-artificial. I loved it. We got to laugh a lot. We redid a few takes, and it was just lots of fun. So I'm very pleased with it. I'm especially pleased with how many parents and family members and students kept thanking all of us for working together collaboratively to pull this off. So I think, Lynn, you could speak to some of that too. You've heard a lot of this good cheer today as well. I'm very happy with how today went.
I think that when it all came together, I think that it felt better to people to be able to see it. So that was just part 1. The rest of the taping happens tomorrow. And then can you just talk briefly, Joseph, about on the actual graduation day, how that's all going to come together?
Right. So on the actual graduation day, I think I may have shared this a little bit before, but we're going to have the edited, compiled video of what took place today and tomorrow ready for family and student viewing in their homes or at gatherings away from school. And once that viewing has occurred, we're inviting everybody to come back here and form an orderly line, kind of a procession, and we will have our official graduation on that night live. We will be calling students up to curbside. We will have a platform similar to the one that we had today with a podium and flowers and all of that. And students will get out in cap and gown, masked, to receive her or his diploma and a few other things that are going to be put in cinch bags that were contributions from the Booster Club, who have been 100% behind us on this and wanting to celebrate our seniors. When that piece is over and the last student has received a diploma, we will process out of the parking lot and onto Dickinson Avenue, where we will begin our festive parade. I'm working very closely with the Lions Club and the village manager to make sure that we're following all the rules and keeping the roads appropriately blocked, and we have permission for all of that. And we're going to go the traditional parade route down Dickinson to Pleasant to Main Street 105, and that left-hand turn down, back down into the village, back to the high school. So that's the plan for now. There are some last-minute things that we're working out, details that need to occur. to make it flow. And I feel pretty confident that we've got a lot of support around this, people helping us in all sorts of avenues and corners. So I'm feeling good about this, y'all.
Awesome.
Did we get permission from the village?
John Elwell is having conversations with his superiors. He has the detailed list of what I've requested, which is what I just rolled out and unpacked for you folks. And he'll be getting back to me next week. And I'll be able to tell him all the things that I found out from the Lions Club and others. I can share this with you. Like, we still don't have a final answer on a firework issue, but even without that, the rest of it is all in order.
So he gave an indication, Rick, that there should be no problem at all.
Okay, so there's a couple of elves that are waiting on an official okay. Can I send them loose? One elf in particular that lives here. Help her.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you said. I kind of like that. Elf.
So we love our elves. The elves were very helpful. Today there were some great things that were happening behind the scenes. So we definitely appreciate that. I think that, elves communicating with Joseph would be helpful.
Okay.
We're all pulling in the same direction.
Okay.
And so far, the elves have been very transparent with me about all their efforts in town.
Okay.
Keeping me posted.
Now, I know that, so Jane Fletcher had contacted us to go sign Richford diplomas. Are we needing to do that for Enosburg? And if so, when? My calendar is starting to pack up.
Right. Could you repeat the first part of that, Polly?
So, short story, when should we come in and sign diplomas?
Oh, okay. Well, here's something we're waiting for. We're all holding our breath and we've got fingers crossed. The factory that prints the diplomas and makes the covers has not given us a definite answer when we can expect them. Because of COVID-19, the factory closed down and they are in the process of printing and getting all of the May graduation commitments they have out of the way first. And Amanda has been in touch with them every day. Any changes, she's on it. So as soon as I have a definite date, Polly and other board members, I'll let you know.
Okay, great.
Hey, how about Richford? Beth, can you give us an overview about Richford?
Yes. So originally we were planning an outside, in-person, live graduation until we got the word from the commissioner that was not acceptable. So I had a meeting with my seniors. Well, actually, I had the meeting to determine we were doing in live. I gave them a couple of options. Then when we found out we couldn't do that, I did a survey to parents and students asking if they would prefer a virtual or if they would prefer a drive-in, because that seems to be the only live option that they are accepting right now. And so 85% went with the live drive-in option. So we spent, as you saw in the news, we spent one afternoon measuring parking lots and moving cars around to see how many cars we could fit. And we've decided that the elementary school is the only place we can fit the number of cars we need. So we are starting at 7 o'clock on graduation night at the high school. There will be a photo op there in front of the high school for any families that are interested. And then we're doing a parade route that we have mapped out around town, which is actually it's longer than our normal parade route. And then they're going to the elementary school and parking there. And we are going to have an as normal or graduation ceremony as possible, and followed by fireworks. I have received approval from the select board for the parade route and the fireworks. Did I forget anything? You're muted, Lynn.
Man, I try to remember that. Did North Star get back to you, Beth?
North Star did not get back to me, but I would anticipate I will text them again because I was seeking approval for both of us. And he told me that they were waiting on the governor. So if the governor says it's okay, I think that we were all set with North Star.
Okay.
Were they actually gonna, whoops, sorry.
I just was going to ask Rick if there are any other final questions about graduation.
Yeah, I was just wondering, was North Star gonna contact the governor's office directly, or are they waiting for an announcement? Because he kind of waffled on somebody asked him the question at one of his press conferences, and he kind of waffled.
Well, to be honest, I think they already had, and I said to Andy, "Oh darn, I wasn't going to ask. I was just going to do it." And so, so I think they approached the governor's office.
Okay.
I will text Andy tonight and ask him.
They need to know for any event that they're doing. I think they're asking in general, not just for ours. They don't know if they can go back and do firework displays yet.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know the details about fireworks. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I meant to say that the fire department is working very closely with us, and Andy Pond in particular, and he had gone to the Lions Club and they offered to pay for the Richford show. So the Richford Lions Club is paying for the Richford fireworks. I haven't announced it publicly yet. I'm trying to keep it quiet until I'm sure it's going to happen.
And then announcing it to the graduates and families, right? Yeah, I think the intention for both of these is to not have this be widely announced, so that we can make sure that we're meeting the physical distancing with the crowd in the crowd sides as well. So I think that the last piece to that is just that we're working really closely with the Franklin County Sheriffs, and we will have 6 deputies and actually the sheriff, who will be helping on both Friday and Saturday night for both of these events. So we appreciate all of the different components and stakeholders within the community who are helping in both of the towns. So Beth referenced on the news piece, WCIX interviewed me yesterday around graduations. They had sent the question out to superintendents to just see what they were doing with graduations, and I gave an indication of what we were doing in our 2 high schools. So when I was talking to her and describing what was happening and the differences between the 2 and what we could accomplish in the smaller of the 2 high schools, and what was harder in terms of the physical space for the larger of the 2 high schools, she said to me, "You didn't happen to take a picture of how they measured that, did you?" And I said, "I totally did." So I love that they kind of put that up while I was talking in the interview. Beth and one of her employees were out there, Chris Hoyt it was, measuring the cars, it was quite entertaining to watch you. It definitely made my day that day, but it was great that they used the image.
I think the neighborhood enjoyed it.
Yeah.
People were watching us.
So the only other thing I have under personnel, and I would like to ask the board for approval to hire Tim Trevisick to be the assistant principal at Enosburg High School.
Is there a motion, or do you want to have a conversation?
I'll make a motion to hire him.
Okay, I'm going to take a vote. Rick?
Yep, good.
Kevin?
Aye.
Wendy?
Yes.
Amy?
Aye.
So moved. So yes, you can.
That's all we have for you tonight.
Okay. All right. So do we don't need to set any further agendas. I think we did that already.
I think we're all good.
Okay. So I have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
Okay. Ooh, you got a little Tweety bird in the background. I have actually a nest of birds next to my bed, and they're squawking. All right. All in favor? Rick?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Wendy?
Aye.
Amy?
Aye.
So moved. We're adjourned.